Presumed consent organ donation. It is both unconstitutional and, in fact, counterproductive. Citizens will be enrolled as organ donors at birth with the option to opt out. But if the patient does not exercise that clause, the consent to donate is assumed. For organ donation to work effectively in the first place, a patient almost always must be brain dead on life support or in a coma in an ICU setting. These states of well-being are usually achieved by car accidents or other sudden fatal injuries. Oftentimes, presumed consent organ donation has been viewed by patients as just giving their body away, with no knowledge of what exactly will happen to their organs. This leaves many patients with a feeling of distrust, with fear of them being taken advantage of. When a person dies, their corpse and organs become legal property of the family for purposes of them coordinating a burial, cremation, or even donating the organs. Adding legislation can ruin relationships between families and healthcare professionals. This will lead to an increase in refusal rates and malpractice claims, as seen in other countries who have implemented this legislation. Families find comfort in having a hand in decision making as it pertains to a deceased relative's care plan. By depriving this of them, it directly goes against due process. In the case of a person that religion does not align with organ donation, enrolling them in presumed consent breaks the freedom of religion given by the First Amendment. There is a severe shortage of baby and child organs also, but there lies the issue of consent when a person is underage. Another lingering problem also shows itself when considering those who are mentally incapacitated and cannot provide or revoke consent. Presumed consent goes against one of the pillars of medical ethics. Uninformed consent is meaningless. A lack of appeal in presumed consent cannot be taken for informed consent. The entire notion of presumed consent is unethical. Not saying no does not imply a person is saying yes. The assumption that presumed consent works when in fact in Brazil and France, they added the legislation and their donor numbers actually decreased in both countries. Spain has the highest donor rate, and they accredit that to the moral values of their culture, not to presumed consent. In conclusion, it is not ethical to implement such a policy without distinct specifications to accommodate each of the diverse citizens of the United States.